Hi, welcome to Punvaira Citadel. And today in this video, we are going to discuss some important topics on people, development, and environment. The Unit 9 of UGC-NET Paper 1. And we'll be seeing what is meant by MDG, SDGs, UNDP strategic plans, human and environment interaction, their types, different types of environmental issues with examples for each, and what is meant by anthropogenic activities and what are their impact, and what is biodiversity and how to conserve them in different ways. Stay tuned. And in topic people, environment, and development, you will be often hearing terms like MDG, SDGs, and NDPs, which you should be familiar with, and we shall see what are they. MDG is it is Millennium Development Goals. The United Nations in the year 2000, in September, it developed a policy called United Nations Millennium Declaration, and it introduced 8 time-bound targets, which are called MDGs, Millennium Development Goals. And the target year was set as 2015 to be achieved by the year 2050. We will see what are these targets or the goals, MDGs. And because we are already past the year 2015, and the final report has said that we had accomplished almost all the 8 goals of MDGs. If not 100%, all the 8, more than half of it, that is more than 50%, we have achieved in all the 8 goals. But still, much is desired under all the 8 headings. And what are SDGs? SDGs are Sustainable Development Goals. They were formed on the success of MDG. After we got success, after achieving MDG, the United Nations declared this SDG with 17 goals and 169 targets, and it involved as many as 170 countries, and it came into effect in the year 2016, and the target year is 2030. Talking about the United Nations Millennium Development Goals, MDG for short. There are 8 goals altogether, and in order to remember these 8, you just keep looking at the pictures. The website of United Nations will give you the picture, more prettier picture than this. I tried to copy this from the United Nations website, official website. In order to, for copyright issues, I tried to change the pictures, but it has come out like this. I did not want to waste much time on the picture. I thought this is enough. Just it is self-explanatory. See, so you, instead of learning by heart all the goals, MDG is of course easy because there are only 8 goals, but SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, there are 17, which you might find it difficult to learn them. But if you keep on looking at the pictures, you will remember what it means. So you are going to be asked only MCQs, and you are going to only pick up the correct answer. You are not going to recall the names. You are going to just recognize it, which will be easier. So just keep looking at the pictures very often as you can. Then you will remember. Well, the 8 goals of MDG are, the first one, you see a bowl with the soup, hot soup coming out. So that means So if you see the picture of food, what does it mean? Hunger. So removal of, we don't want hunger. We want to remove it. So eradicate poverty and hunger is the first goal. So for any country, it will be the first priority, the removal of hunger and poverty for all the people. And the second picture you are seeing a pencil. So pencil, what does it denote? Education. So universal primary education is the second goal. And the third goal, you see a symbol. I hope you know this symbol. And this one is gender equality and women empowerment. I hope you all know this symbol denotes female in any organism, whether it's plants or animals, including human beings. This symbol is for female, and this symbol denotes male. And here you are seeing the women symbol. So we want women empowerment, which is the thing which we need, and promote gender equality. So this symbol denotes equality. So this third goal is promote gender equality and women empowerment. And the fourth goal, you see a picture of a child. So what does it mean? Reduce child mortality. So which is very common in India. Children uh, die due to malnutrition and they develop diseases. So one of the Millennium Development Goals was to reduce the child mortality. Mortality is death rate by giving them proper nutrition and medicines. And the fifth goal is improve maternal health. I hope you can understand this picture. You can recognize this picture, a lady with her belly, pregnant lady. And so improve maternal health. And there are various schemes under that, that the government is providing a lot of health care to the uh, pregnant women, and the health facilities available, and they are provided with the kits, and they are sometimes they were, depending on their economic status, they are given financial support also. All these come under maternal health. And the sixth goal is combat. What is this symbol? This is medicine or a health facility. So combat HIV, AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. So our priority is to make all the people healthy without any communicable or non-communicable diseases. So sixth goal is to combat. Combat means fighting. And the seventh one, you are seeing some leaves, plants. So meaning you should ensure environmental sustainability. So what is sustainability? That is that will keep on surviving. That is sustainability. If you use water, you want water for the future generation also. So you have to produce water, or you have to produce some ways that will give more water for the future generation. So you're using energy. So you should produce energy in order to maintain, make it. So that is what is sustainability is, the lifelong production and using. So you should not, exhaust everything. So this symbol denotes ensure environmental sustainability by, of course, obviously by planting more trees, you are producing more rain, so you'll have more water energy. So it's a cyclic process. And the eighth goal, you see a group of people together. Sorry. And what does it signify? Global partnership. This picture demonstrates partnership. Why do we need partnership for development? For any development, you need a group of people among the same community or amongst the partnership in the same region or globally international partnership. So these are the main goals of the Millennium MDG program of United Nations. And now coming to SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. As directed by United Nations, it contains 17 goals. And in order to remember them, as I have told you, just you need not try to learn them by heart. It will be very difficult because the number is too many. Just keep looking at these pictures. That would help you to remember the goals. And what are they? We will see. The first one, what picture you are seeing? A happy family. So what does it mean? No poverty. So the first goal is no poverty. And the second picture, what you are seeing is the, again, hot soup coming out of the bowl. So that is no hunger. Okay, first one is no poverty, and the second goal is no hunger. And the third picture, you are seeing a heart and some lines like you see in the hospital monitors. So that means good health and well-being. And the fourth picture shows a picture of a book, meaning that the goal is quality education. And the fifth goal, I have told you the symbol for girl child and the symbol for male child, and in between you see the equal sign, which means gender equality. You should be able to guess it correctly seeing at the picture. And the sixth goal, you are seeing a picture of a glass filled with water. So that is clean water and sanitation is the sixth goal of sustainable development. And the next one you are seeing is sun energy. So always sun denotes energy. So we want affordable, clean energy. And nowadays it is not only clean energy, it should be green energy. And the eighth one is growth. You're seeing a graph showing an arrow mark going upwards. That means growth. What growth do we want? Economic growth. Decent work and economic growth is the eighth goal. And the ninth goal is the industry, innovation and infrastructure. You are seeing some building blocks. So the ninth goal is industry, innovation and infrastructure. Three I's, I. Industry, innovation and infrastructure. And the 10th one, you are seeing a picture of these symbols. What does it mean? Equal sign. Again, it means reduced inequality. We don't want inequality in any respect, in any perspective, whether it is economically, we want all to be equal, almost equal, and also rights and responsibilities. So everything we want equality. So we want reduced inequality. And the 11th picture shows cities. So sustainable cities and communities. You know now what is sustainability, meaning that you should, as and when you consume, you should be able to produce it also, any natural resource for that matter, for the sustainability of the entire community and also for the future generation. And the 12th point is consumption and production. So responsible consumption and production. So one side is consumption, another one is production. So you should be responsible enough to reduce your consumption and increase your production. And the 13th goal is we're seeing a fish. So that means life below water. So that is 13th is life below water. That is, we should have more of aquatic resources. And the next one, no, this one, 13th is climate action. You are seeing a globe. So we want a good climate. We don't want this hot temperature, the global warming. So reduce global warming. So this goal is climate action. And the next one is fish life below water. So you are seeing water here, and below you see fish. So not only fish, all the other aquatic animals. So life below water. And the next one is life on land, above water, life on land. And the next one, so whenever you see PGN, what does it mean? Peace. So peace and justice for all institutions. And this one denotes partnership. So partnership among all to achieve these goals, all this, in order to achieve this MDGs, Millennium Development Goals, and also to achieve SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, you need uh, partnership among various organizations, partnership among various individuals, and partnership among various countries. So keep on looking at these pictures very often. So you should be able to list all the 17 goals. And what is UNDP? United Nations Development Plan. And this strategies plan. So the duration is from 2018 to 2021. They help the countries to achieve the goals. So all these goals, both the SDGs and MDGs, how to achieve them. So these plans, UNDP strategic plans, help the countries to achieve all these goals within the framework period. And now we are going to see how human beings interact with the environment. The interaction between human beings and the environment is basically or of three types. One is depend, the next modify, adapt. So, in what ways the human beings are dependent on the environment? For food, for air, for energy, for water, for clothing, for shelter, for medicine. So we depend on the environment. We get them from the plants, we get them from the animals. So sometimes we get them from the soil. So this is a kind of interaction, dependency. And the second type is modification. While deriving benefits from the environment, the human beings, they modify the environment. Uh, for example, by using air conditioners, coolers, and you pollute uh, the air, we pollute the soil, and also by using aerosol sprays, heaters, we increase the temperature, we decrease the temperature, and by doing deforestation, by cutting down the tree, we reduce the rainfall. So by doing all these things, we are modifying. So this is another way of interaction. And another one is adaptation. We adapt to the existing environment. That is what is needed. Now, for example, using natural slant of the land for irrigation. And we use cotton clothes during summer because we have to live with the environment. So we change ourselves accordingly instead of modifying the environment, we change ourselves, we cut down our needs. So that is what is needed. And wearing woolen clothes in winter and growing crops according to the season. So all these are examples for adaptation to the environment. So these are basically three types of interaction. There are much more. So you should think of the other activities, human activities, and try to classify them. Where do they belong? But this activity, whether does it it's an act of dependency, or it is an act of modification, or it's an act of adaptation. See, while talking about environmental issues, so issues are certain problems that we face while we are utilizing the environment for either for food or for shelter or for any other purpose. There are some major issues, and these issues may be classified based on the area it is pertinent to. For example, local issues. Local issues, they pertain to a specific area, that village maybe. So for example, the lack of clean water, waste management, how to dispose the garbage. So all these are grouped under local issues. And regional issues are slightly, it covers greater area than the local, but lesser area than global issues. Example for these regional issues are poor air quality, contamination of the river, and habitat loss, etc. And this may be in a town or it may be in a city, you call them regional issues. And global issues or problems the entire world, all the countries are facing. And their impact is very huge. For example, global warming. And the whole world is worried about the global warming and the increase in the temperature, the climatic change. And that is why all these conferences are going on. And by the by, I am putting up shorts on this COP's conference of parties that is being taken place all around the world. Just go through, don't miss them. It will give you information in a very brief way. So what is needed for your exam. And so these are global issues: melting of the ice, climate changes, and ozone depletion, and ocean acidification are all having larger impact on the entire world. So they are called global issues. So this is one kind of classification of the issues of the environment based on the region it covers. Now we will discuss about an important jargon used in environmental studies: anthropogenic. The word anthropogenic meaning anything that has got something to do with human beings, anything related to human species are called as anthropogenic. So these activities related to human beings with reference to environment are very important, because it is the human beings by their activities change, modify the environment either for good or for bad. Always, no, I don't think it's for good, only for the bad. If it is good, we are not going to be talking about it. It's well and good, but only the impact is bad. So what are they? So some of the anthropogenic activities that affect our environment are deforestation. So on the other hand, afforestation is adding good to the environment. That will have good impact. But deforestation is removal of trees from the forest. So that will damage the environment by cutting down the amount of rain that area receives. And agriculture by itself is not bad, but over exploitation, anything doing the human beings indulge overly, that will damage the environment. And carbon emission is one of the biggest problems that the whole world is facing. By using a lot of vehicles and industries, we emit carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and that is responsible for the increase in the temperature, global warming. And fishing, that overfishing and use of chemical fertilizers and polluting the environment, desertification, and increasing the population beyond the limit, and over exploitation and overutilization of natural resources. So all these activities of the human beings cause damage to the environment as well as to the human beings as such. Well, while we are talking about environment, there are some important terms which you should know. One of it is biodiversity. You should know what biodiversity is and what is conservation of biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity is the variability found in the living organisms. When I say living organism, it includes the organisms from all the sources. That means terrestrial, aquatic, marine, everything living on this planet. So that is the how much species, so variety species, so genus, so many species are found in the uh, planet Earth. So that is biodiversity. And what are conservation? That is to make them safe, because we want them for the future generation also. So what are biodiversity hotspots? They are the areas which are recognized with the richness of many species. So they are areas where many thousands and millions of species are found, which are very rich in fauna and flora. But they are facing the threat of extinction. What is extinction? That is, these species will die forever. You won't have even a single uh, plant or single animal of that kind. For example, the dinosaurs, they have become extinct now. You see them only in pictures. Why? Because they have become extinct species. So we don't want that to happen to other species of animals or other species of plants. So we recognize those areas which are rich in this flora and fauna, and we preserve them. We safeguard them by having certain policies, rules, and regulations. So there are 36 biodiversity hotspots recognized in the whole world, and out of that, 4 are in India. What are they? The Himalayas, the Indo-Burma region, the Western Ghats, and the Sundarland, meaning the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So they are recognized as the hotspots in India. When we say conserving this diversity of species, conserving this biodiversity, how to do that? You can do it in any one of the following methods. One is in situ conservation. What is in situ meaning? In the place, in situ, in situation, in the place. That is wherever you find them in their natural habitat. So you find all the big animals in jungles. So you safeguard them in the jungle itself. So in their natural habitat, that is called the in situ conservation. So all the endangered species, species that are on the verge of extinction are called endangered species. And they are conserved, they are protected in their natural area of living, natural habitats, like national parks, sanctuaries, and biosphere. They are all where they are all places in the world where you keep the animals, you safeguard them, you protect them, you feed them, you lay down certain policies and rules so that the human beings, we don't interfere with their normal feeding habit or normal movement, etc. And ex-situ conservation, on the other hand, meaning that these species, endangered species, are protected in artificial setup, like in laboratory or maybe in a zoo, botanical garden. So what happens in a zoo? You bring the animals from the forest, from their natural habitat, and you put them in special artificial cages, and you take care of them. You feed them, and you employ personnel in order to feed them, take care of, give them water, etc. And botanical gardens in the same way for plants. You bring them from their natural habitat and you grow them in botanical gardens. And seed banks, you store them in proper temperature, in the proper aseptic conditions. So these are called ex-situ conservation in contrast to in-situ conservation. Well, friends, we have come to the end of this session on people, development, and environment. And for the sake of UGC-NET aspirants who keep writing to me in the comment box and sending emails, they are asking for more videos on paper 1. I would like to tell them that I have already published more than 80 videos approximately, both in Tamil and in English, 40 plus 40 maybe, and covering all the units of paper 1. I have covered already 8 chapters, barring chapter on higher education system and ICT. Except these 2 chapters, I have covered all the other 8 units. And the 9th unit, people development and environment, is I'm doing it right now. So you have ample videos on all the other 8 topics. Please go through it. Stay connected and subscribe to my channel Ponvaira Citadel. And nowadays I am publishing more of shorts also. Be on the lookout. My channel's name is Ponvaira Citadel. You can see it in the description box, and subscribe to it, and you will. And I have given many videos on the previous year question papers, all worked out with solutions explained. So stay tuned, and I will be continuing with this same topic, people development and environment, in the next few videos. See you then. Until then, bye bye.